Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, stay along. If you like the video, just simply subscribe at the end. And I hope you're having a great day. As for myself, I'm doing well. The other day I was just on the Instagram, checking out some threads, and I came across this other post or this other picture about MSAWAWA. And everyone was keep on asking, where's MSAWAWA? I was like, you know what, let me just make a video about this since it's been a while we've heard about MSAWAWA. Firstly, I'd like us to go through his background. His birth name is Siboniso Dlamini. He was born in 1990 in Clementon, Durban at KwaZulu-Natal. His genre was Kwaito. Occupation was musician, songwriter, and a businessman. That's what they say. Instruments, he was doing vocals. Year active, it was 1998. The label which he was signed under, it was Bulldog Entertainment. Associated acts, it was basically Tsekeleke, Mshoza, and MZAMBIYA. Well, according to my source, it states that MSAWAWA was 8 years old when he was discovered by the record label Bulldogs Entertainment. The owners, which were Nimrod Nkosi and Oscar Mlangeni. He rose to fame with his 2001 album, The Hurricane of... I'll just put it on the screen so that I don't bash the beautiful language. In 2003, he released his second album, Home Sweet Home, with such hits as Bibo, Skele, and Skiddy. MSAWAWA went on and released hits songs such as Big and Small, featuring Tsekeleke and Tlatla Baby. It's funny how time moved fast, because before Professor Zola, Briggs, and MSAWAWA, there was MZAMBIYA. At just the tender age of 12 years old, the Soweto-born MZAMBIYA became the youngest Kwaito star in South Africa, making waves with his mind-blowing music. On this throwback, we saw it was fit to remember one of South Africa's greatest and youngest Kwaito artists and let him know that Kwaito music lovers miss his music. The former Kwaito child star MZAMBIYA was discovered by Nimrod Nkosi during the days of Jam Early and took the country by storm with his unforgettable hit song Kumele Senzeni. If you don't know Jam Early, it was a show which was featured on SABC 1, which was related to music and dance. Okay, let me just explain a little bit more about Jam Early in case some of people here don't know it, but I'm pretty sure 90% of these people who are watching the video know it. But Jam Early was just a very popular youth show that aired from 1993. The show doubled as a talent show and a game show where contestants were expected to play games by answering music questions and would later get a chance to perform their favorite songs. At the end of each episode, an artist would close the show off with a performance of their latest song. What people loved about the show were the presenters were very energetic fun. Some of the presenters including Binolia Mashiro, who was known as V-Mesh, Nesta Mnyakale, and Sipati Soke, who is known by her radio name as Twasa. Okay, back to the topic. The Kwaito star was featured in MSAWAWA's hit song known as Mshoza's Cortez, but his collaboration with Pesi, who was another former child star that has disappeared off the face of the earth, was our all-time favorite from MSAWAWA. Remember the hit track Love and Kwaito? MSAWAWA was just 9 years old and MZAMBIYA was just 11 years old when they got their big break. It seemed like nothing could go wrong as they set the country on fire with their teenage talent, holding their own against the Kwaito greats such as Trompis, Mshoza, and the others. But it wouldn't last as they fizzled before they hit their 20s, rumors being they were broke. Much water has passed under the bridge since then, and the young men were met today are nothing like the ones as they were teenagers. MSAWAWA and MZAMBIYA are now on the comeback trail and have teamed up for their first single in 21 years, which was called Imotoka Shukela. But to be honest, a lot has changed in the music industry, and since then, I've never even heard the single. In case you've heard it, how is it, by the way? A 2018 article even quoted that the year has been kind to MSAWAWA and MZAMBIYA. They've barely aged and look like fresh-faced teenagers, but MSAWAWA says they've changed a great deal. We were very young when we started out, and now we are more matured and we learn from mistakes of other Kwaito stars. We've learned to manage our money and time well.